We're here with Coach Miller and Matt DeHart after the Bruins' final game of the 2018-19 season, losing to Randall in a consolation game. Coach, I'll start with you. I know this is as we talked about with Coach Uwara yesterday, just sometimes it can be hard to get guys psyched up for a consolation game, but our guys responded yesterday and came out and played well. So kind of what was the goal, or what was the final push to end the season on a high note here?
After our game on Thursday night, it was actually Matt who spoke up, and I'm glad he did, because it was one of those that a senior, somebody that's been around and knows what's going on. We actually went through the same thing 2 years ago when we played out in Iowa in the Nationals, and ironically it was a loss to Randall in the first round that ended up resulting in us playing in the fifth place game on Saturday out there. And that was really big for our program, because the 2 wins that we got there really kind of catapulted us into last year being able to do so well and finish the season well in the championship game appearance. And so Matt spoke up and said basically the same thing, just to encourage the guys. A lot of the guys had not been in a situation like that before, and not even played in nationals. And so having the mindset of this game and these 2 games, these last 2 games, the opportunity for us to really kind of push us on into the next season. And even though we didn't get the result we really wanted to today, I feel like it can have the same effect for us going forward. This could be really something that motivates the guys in the off season and encourages them towards the things they need to get better at for next year.
Matt, what did you see, particularly from, this has been a really just crazy season from a number of different perspectives. I mean, you weren't even planning on playing this year, and kind of were pulled out of retirement and asked to come in and be a difference maker on the team from a leadership perspective as well. So just kind of your overall thoughts from this season.
This team is tough. We were very talented last season. Got a carryover from the season before. But this season, I would say this is the toughest team I've ever played on in my entire career. Having to be resilient every day. We started with 16, 17, and had 9 when I had, Coach Miller was like, "Can you come back?" And I was like, "You're that desperate?" He was like, "We have 9 people." I said, "You're that desperate." Yeah. So when I came back, we had 9 and 10 in practice. I was the 10th guy, and first semester I had to do a lot of playing, more than I even played in the past. And it was really difficult for me to try to get into a flow, but I was really proud of the guys, because when we picked up some guys second semester, I was really proud of the way that everybody just embraced everybody. There was never one sense of jealousy on this team. There was never one sense of like me first at all. When I came back, the first game I played was against Furman. I literally walked out there, had not practiced, had not anything, just showed up to the game, and they put me in, and the guys on the bench who I came in who had been there weren't, "Oh man, what in the world?" They were like, "Hey, we appreciate you coming back." And so this is a tough team, and it's a really, really close-knit team. I've never been as close to a team as I have been with this group. They were worth every moment of my time. They made this season worth every moment of my time, and I would not trade this season in for anything.
Coach, let's break down the game a little bit. Obviously, Randall, a very familiar opponent that we've seen in the past. Obviously, they have a little different look this year as well, losing a lot of their talented players. So talk to me a little bit about the game plan of what we tried to do against them today.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's kind of been the same thing the last 3 games because all 3 teams have to play the majority of their games in zone. And so that kind of presents a couple different things. So we were prepared for today, but even as what happened on Thursday night, I think we kind of just ran out of gas. If you watched any of the game, you saw them sub 5 at a time, a lot of times, and we played basically 8 or 9 guys. I think last night we maybe played 7, 7.5, something like that. For 30 minutes out of probably today's game and last Thursday's game, we were right there, and we were up in both of those games, and then kind of the last 10 minutes we just kind of ran out of gas. And when you're playing physically tired, you also kind of mentally make some errors, and we made a lot of errors down the stretch. And so it's not necessarily to be expected, but maybe not surprising. But the guys played really hard. I was just telling the guys last night, and this may offend some of the guys from the past, but in my 7 years here, this is the best defensive team that we've ever had here. If you look at our points per game and how many we hold, other teams too, I know we gave up 79 today, but this team scores, I think, in the 80s, 90s, yeah, something like that. So last night we gave up 49 points against Grace. We gave up underneath of their average too. So It's not because they're not trying or not working hard, and we've kind of built our hat defensively. But there have been times where we haven't scored, and it's kind of that's just how it's gone this season. And it kind of showed itself again today, being able to hit from outside. And I think we only made 1 3 in the second half, which against the zone that hurts you. They can pack it in and make it difficult for you to score inside. So, again, it's just real proud of what they were able to accomplish today in the season. But some things for us to work on all season.
All right, thank you guys.